Hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome back to our Momentum Monday. Today we are live inside of our Facebook group, Abundant Entrepreneurs. Today is our episode 198. Let's talk about unstoppable executor. How many of you realize that at this stage of either your life, your entrepreneurship, your business, your career, your like a whole overall life is a journey? Where are you now? Have you realized that you observe the people around you? Maybe majority of people do not even have a big dreams, right? And when you talk with quite some people, even though they have dreams, but majority of them lose at what? At execution, because so many people feel like they are like, even though they started, like they said, New Year resolution, right? Started with big dreams and passionate goals and everything, but then after maybe within 1 month, how many people are still left? Are still pursuing their goals. Many people, they're excited with their dreams, they're what they desire, and they admire other people are successful, other people have money, other people have this and that, right? Traveling abroad and all these kind of things, a dream and desire. But once we talk about into the execution mode, the implementation and the journey itself, right? The hard work on this journey towards their dreams, towards their goals, the most challenging part. People are talking about, time management, like my time is so limited, and I hope I have more time. How many of you resonate with that, right? You hope you have more than 24 hours. And some people I know, they want to squeeze their sleep and get more time on other people. So now the internet and even AI, right? It's making this world more and more, people say like more and more competitive, and the pace is faster and faster. People are feeling more pressure. But here we are not like really competing with either internet or AI or those social media kind of pressure. But here more important is when you think about your goals, your life's fulfillment, your life's vision, your life's the dream, right? The higher level for your life to fulfill, how you can get, your implementation become better and even excellent level so that you can really fulfill not all of your dreams, but some of your important dreams, right? And I remember my daughter sometimes telling me, Mom, I hope I have more time. Why all the teenagers are now facing more stress than we were, right? I just now feel like we were lucky when we were young, even though it was competitive, but not like now, right? All this internet and AI things make the world more competitive. Like more people are trying to more, like even the teenagers, like younger kids, right now feel that kind of pressure. I would say once they get into a high school, like in the US, I would say in the US, okay, in other countries, in some Asian countries, like including like China, Korea, Japan, I know those kids, Singapore as well, those kids are, since maybe elementary school, maybe even before that, kids are already like feeling that kind of pressure of the society. The parents were like, and feel that anxiety as well, right? How could they help their kids catch up with all the development and the trend of the world, right? And how could help them to get a better prepared for a better future, right? All these people, including the parents and the kids, are all feeling the pressure. In the US, luckier, the kids can play till they get into the high school, okay? And once they get into a high school, now the pressure is like suddenly, especially I know my daughter is now in the junior year. It's just like she felt like suddenly all these pressures came, like the AP courses and the SAT for the ACT for the college, and all the, let's say, after school curriculums, and also like leadership projects and volunteers, everything is like overwhelming to them. And I know she's in the art school. Initially, she is very enjoying all this art, creativity things right now, but it's like both artwork and academic pressures and college application and scholarships, all these things, right? And so many, summer programs. All these things are so overwhelming to the kids. I, as a parent, overwhelmed, and was wondering how could we cannot get our kids totally out of the education system, right? The whole system. And we can only think like from our ways, how could we encourage them to balance their life more, and instead of being pulled into that trap and to see that, college is the only way, or the Ivy college or the university is the only way, right? That's how we can open our kids to see there are other ways, and what's your true passion and dreams, and what's the best way for you to get there. Not just like one bridge, right? That's kind of a narrow bridge, or it's like a bottleneck. If you do not get into a good college and your life is ruined, it's the end of the world, right? Always encourage my daughter. But because she's in this kind of a whole big system, and it's still like it's quite big pressure, and I cannot imagine for other kids, the parents are like working for 9 to 5. It's more like hopeless, right? It's like and the parents are facing layoffs, and the parents are facing very limited choices, and how the kids could have more hope, right? That's why when more and more we heard more and more kids get stress, get depression, and suicide rating, like a ratio is getting higher. So this is a whole society's challenge. But now today, let's get back to how we can still, in such kind of all this kind of pressures and this kind of environment, all this kind of tracks, right, can still encourage our kids, including ourselves, to have our dreams, to hold our dreams, to really cherish these precious dreams, and do not lose that in all this kind of environment, right? The pressures or the traditional tracks. Don't lose our dreams. But more importantly, it's like how we execute. Today we're talking about as an executor, right? How do we execute? How do we do things to get there? Like previous episode, we talked about not just be a dreamer, right? And be really like a doer. And to be the executor is the way to help you get to any dreams you want. Okay, so this is the really key. Majority of people, even though they have great dreams, even though they admire this and that, right? If you stay in that kind of dreaming, or just take some like a normal actions, not an action and execution mode with hunger, and you will still stay far away from your dreams. That's why so many people then get frustrated. They take some efforts, they do some things, and they did not go much further, and then they give up. Right? And so they will stay far away from their dreams, and then quite many people eventually will give up. They will push away of their dreams and get themselves adapt to the environment, the society's status quo, and they give up, they forget, they try to forget. Even though sometimes we talk about the dreams, they say, oh, that's too far away from me, or maybe in my current situation, my current resources, I may never get to that level. How many of you wrestle with that? Even us, right? Even our abundant, passionate entrepreneurs, sometimes, quite some often, we could, like every day even, we get some such kind of challenges and failures here and there, and lessons here and there, and the ups and downs, right? It can easily frustrate us and make us feel like it's almost like impossible for us to get where we initially dreamed or visioned about, right? So today, the key is really the execution. Even though you tried many ways before, I believe all of us tried us. We sometimes even think that I've already tried the best. And sometimes we talk with God, right? Say, even those are very faithful ones, we will say, God, I've already tried my best. I'm still here. So I may never be able to get to where you want me to go or I dreamed about. So people gradually give up. I can feel that, like even like with the age, when we age, like I know that when I was 20s, 30s, even the 40s, super passionate. And gradually I feel like when we age, the passion, like all this ambition could even biologically gradually slide down. And now it's super important for us to really we may own more wisdom, but we at the same time become more conservative, become the energy and the momentum, everything could getting down, right? Naturally. It's really biologically when you get that age, you will feel like your emotion, even your emotion, your desire, your ambition, everything is not comparable as before. So now it's even more challenging for you to get there. Right? That's why maybe now we see more and more young people become successful. And once people get to more age, then get into after the 50s or even 60s, and the pace will getting down and more because you will get also at the same time more bags. It sounds like hopeless, right? It's like desperate, like hopeless. Oh wow, we are getting older. Our energy, our everything desire is like stacking down, and opportunities maybe become less, and everything think about now that way, right? So at this time, especially, what can we do? Here, I want to help you to understand how we can become unstoppable executor. Like we have great dreams, right? But now more importantly is become the executor with no excuse. Okay, so now how could we, even though we have all these kind of limitations inside of us and outside of us, how could we still break through and become that unstoppable executor? So today I summarized the eight keys. I want to write down, by the way, write down on the keyboard. Use this keyboard. By the way, this is the last time we talked about the good coach versus a great coach. If you're interested, okay, make sure that you will watch our previous episode on our YouTube channel. And now let's get to the new page, okay? New page. See? That's the important thing. It's like life, even though like you feel like you're a total failure previously, nothing is working to you. Once you tear off this old page, life is a new page again. Okay, every day is new. That's our hope, right? So today is a new day, new Monday, new momentum. It's our episode 196. So there's always hope there. It's just like the sun. The sun today, actually in New York, I'm now in New York, is like a cloudy day because yesterday we had some rains and then today like a foggy. Today is still cloudy, but I know the sun is out there. And tomorrow it will be a sunny day again. So that's similar to us. Okay, no matter what's our age, no matter where we are, no matter how many failures and lessons we already experienced before. Today is a new day, okay? And first, let's see, unstoppable. Unstoppable. Executor. How many of you have already felt that kind of a power there? Unstoppable executor. Let's become that today, okay? We can become this new version of ourselves today, okay? Now, number one, it's really the most important thing. Number one, what's your big why? What's your big why? I used to think when I was like had my visions, my vision board, I think, oh, that's my big why, right? I had a big vision. I have all this kind of like a big dreams and how to become that kind of a transformational coach who is transforming millions of people's lives, and how to build my, like for example, my Abundance University, Abundance Center, all those like big dreams, right? So it did. My vision board is still in my bedroom and by my desk, another like my home office. But more and more, especially recently, I've seen those dreams, those big visions are still inspiring me, encouraging me, and motivating me. But then fundamentally, another day I would see, I was driving with my kids right there at my back, and we were chatting, we were talking about some like interesting YouTube channels, and then I talked about who are your role models. I asked my kids, who are your role models? My son is in college, freshman, the first grade, first of the year. My daughter is a junior, 16 years already. So both of them asked them initially, so, oh, I don't know, I forgot. Even though they wrote their role models before, right, in some kind of like a programs application or college application, then they forgot. I want to remind them and to refresh them, right? I say, oh, think further. I know you have your role models, but maybe you already forgot, right? Because you're too busy now in your homework and study, and you forgot. So I remind them. And guess what? To my surprise, before they talk about other bigger like role models, I remind them to think about some role model, find some role models who are not just like not just those passed away, great mentors or great masters, right? But find somebody who are still alive, who can inspire you every day, okay? So that's what I remind them. So eventually they find some other names, right? The ones they inspire them, including some presidents, including some like a famous like a TV icons or political critics, and some like a ladies role model many years ago in the health area, right? So the different role models. But my kids usually mention about, they said, "Mom, you are one of my role models." I felt like flattered, right? That kind of, but they said, "Oh, I just did not want to tell you," because the kids sometimes they feel like embarrassed to just say, "Oh, parents, you are my role model," right? Because now they are at the age, they're not the younger age. At younger age, they feel like no limitation to share whatever, right? But at this age, teenagers sometimes they feel embarrassed to share with parents all their true thoughts. But when my son and my daughter did mention that, like, I am their role model, and they quickly said, "Oh," they shifted the topic to another thing, right? But that moment, I felt so much honored and touched. I feel like that kind of super more heavier responsibility for me as well, not just as a nurturer, not just a coach, not just like a parent, right, a friend, but it's also like a role model. And this made me feel like more like kind of urgency to fulfill myself, to become better role model. How many of you, like, if you are really like a good parent, right, you may be either like the kids, like the hidden hero, right, inside of your kids' mind. Sometimes they do not tell you, okay, but have that faith that if you are good parents, you are that unspoken and hidden hero inside of your kids' mind, and your fulfillment, your success, your lives, especially your life's meaning, your life's like values and the contribution you bring to this world, and especially your efforts, your unstoppable efforts. And we talk about execution, right? And pursuing your dreams, and you're never giving up. You always keep learning, and your inspiration to them is really that most important thing, because you are having more like life interactions with them. You will have a direct and indirect impact on them. Like when my daughter, for example, is still with me. My son is now in the college. Majority of the time he's outside in the college, but I'm still like every day we have some brief communication, and he can see what I'm updating, for example, on Instagram. He's my silent supporter, and most often he give me like love, like support, right? So they are silently there observing you, actually learning from you, impacted by you. So it's super important for us, the parent, to become the role model. So the number one biggest reason, my biggest why, is not just my big dream anymore. To like that emotionally touch me is really my kids now. Initially, I remember one of my mentors, Dean Bruce Assey, talked about that. He said his kids is his reason, his purpose is why. Initially, I said, "Oh, that's maybe too narrow." Right? And he said, "Oh, his fundamental purpose is like really let his kids have the control of their lives, instead of like him, like initially he struggled a lot through his like young ages and even middle ages, right? And now he wants to, through his efforts, through his success of fulfillment, to impact his kids, give them that role model." So now I fully understand at this age. Now I feel like, wow, that's really the part. Even though I still I'm inspired by my big dreams, big vision to contribute to this world, right? As a coach, as a mentor, but the fundamental one I just found my big why is really my family. It's like I'm first a woman. I'm first like a mother. The like how to say, the God's. I know I'm a God's daughter. I'm a wife. I'm a mother, and especially like I'm a woman. And how I could, especially for my daughter, definitely we do not have so many, right? As many women, like successful women as successful men. So that's especially I know that on my shoulder, I need to be that kind of a role model for both my kids and especially my daughter as well, and to let her see that hope. So whenever I feel like that day I feel lazy, I do not want to do anything, I feel like frustrated if I missed something and I did not get it let's say fulfilled. Let's say if I had some like initiation but it did not turn out in my way or as I expected, feel like a failure and frustrated, I do not want to do anything. And this deep big why motivated me. I cannot keep lying on my bed. I need to get up, because my kids depend on me to become that inspiration and role model for them. If I gave up, they will have no hope. Because like, for example, I tried my best. I had experience with corporates, and now I'm doing entrepreneurship. If I'm not making good progress and success, my kids will have no hope as well. They will be like keep the trapping in this kind of the society's tracks, right? To just like study and find a job, work for other people, and their life will be controlled by others. And they maybe like in the future they will face layoff as well, and they don't know how they can create a better future for themselves and for their kids as well. So the generations will just repeat this kind of track, right? That's where my motivation is. That I would say one of the fundamental. Of course, I have big dreams, big visions for the society, but now my kids as well, right? That's my first one, my kids, and then my contribution to the world. So that's two levels, right? But sometimes the contribution to the world and the fulfillment of myself as a coach maybe is too big. Sometimes I do not feel that emotionally, understand that kind of emotional motivated to do it. Sometimes even like you feel like frustrated. Oh, my dream is too big, and this reality is too limiting me, and I'm not going anywhere, right? But once you get to the fundamental, your family, your loved ones. No matter if like and my mom as well, right? I love her, and she's the person I would say the whole world who loves me the most. Is really unconditional selfless love, and also God. But God is like too like weak, the universal energy there, right? You cannot physically like really in touch with God. But my mom, I know she's there. She's like she's really caring about me every day, even though we are remote. She's the one loves me and supports me as well, and emotionally, and also even like spiritually. And my kids is another one. I feel like even because they are more vulnerable, and I take more responsibility to support them. So that this is my big why. I hope you find today your big why. That's just like this big why make you have no excuse that every morning, every day you must get up to do the things even though you do not want to do. You feel like you do not want to get more rejection. You do not want to like keep doing some things in vain, right? But you feel like this is necessary, this is must, and for them, for your loved ones, you must do. Okay. The second one, your goals. If your goals are vague, your actions will lose the power as well. Okay, so the goals, I would say previously we talked about the SMART goals. Almost everybody knows what is SMART goals, but here the most important thing is, let me use the red one to make it very like emphasized. I think the most important thing is measurable. Measurable and timed. Okay? This actually the SMART goals. This is the M and T is the most important one. Okay, it's measurable and timed. When we get to the execution, everything need to be measurable and timed. So from your big why and the dreams, right, you get to your goals. Here, yeah, there is a bridge. Your dreams. Last time we talked about it. Your dreams to your goals. Okay, dreams to your goals. You need. The dreams are too vague. Dreams could be like a cloud, like I said. The dreams could be like a cloud, right? It's beautiful flying in the cloud, in the sky. It's far away for you to reach. But when you get into the goals, it will be more specific, measurable, and timed. Okay, like down to everyday goals. That kind of a mini goals every day. And now further down, the third one. You need to make it prioritized. Okay, prioritized because there are so many things every day you can do, right? You could have your goal list, you have your to-do list, and how could you really make it prioritized? We would say 3, okay? And here I'm maybe 3. 3, let's say top ones, okay? 3 top ones. That should be your priority. That should be your goals. And then from here, number 4 should be your action plan. This is super important, okay? Your goals will be measurable and timed, and then your action plan will make it even more clear, okay? Even more clear. Let's say, make it more measurable and actionable, right? From here, goals, priority, and action plan. This is really make your big why and big dreams be specified. Okay, so then you will know exactly what I want to do today. Like top 3, you want to prioritize the top 3 goals, and then every day, like achieve 3 top targets. And the action plan specifically, for example, your 90 days plan, your like monthly plan, and your weekly, and until your daily action plan. What do you take? Okay, so all this aligned together, should be measured, should be timed, should be achievable, and should also relevant to your dreams. Okay, so here it's like I make it into 3 to emphasize it. Okay, not just goals, but you need to have a prioritize. And for example, every evening I will plan for the next day, what's my top 3 priorities, and then the action plan. Get into daily activities, what you should do, and the goals, right? What activities you should specifically take to get there, and also including your strategies. Like for example, what kind of strategy you should take, what kind of resources should you reach out, right? What kind of initiations you should take, and to fulfill that kind of daily priority and dream and goals. And the next one, now, any action plan, if you do not put into your calendar, it's nothing. Okay, only till you put into a calendar your appointments, it's like visible in your appointments, then you will know and you will do. For example, last week, let me see, actually Friday, I was coaching my client, and he has some like we planned for some like a priority and goals, right? And he said, oh, I will do it. Then I remind him, please book on your calendar. Even though it's like a reminder, maybe it's not specific time, he's traveling, right? And he wants to do it tomorrow. I said, no, starting today. Even though you may not feeling good today, but still spend 5 minutes. I believe you have that 5 minutes, right? To start it. For example, he will start some like training program, and I said, start that PowerPoint. Just 5 minutes. Start a title, start like a bullet points, just 5 minutes. And he said, okay, I can do that. Okay, make that specific and book on his calendar to remind him, even though he's traveling. And I say, like from this day to that day, the whole week traveling, I said, book that for this repetitive 5 days. Every day, just for 30, for example, at least 30 minutes. And you want to finish this PowerPoint, or at least, for example, give yourself like a reasonable or feasible kind of a target. Is like 80% of your PowerPoint, you want to make it. Every day, 30 minutes for 5 days. Book that reminder on your calendar. For example, you may not specifically do that at the time of, let's say, not at the time of 9 a.m., for example, but you book it for 8 p.m. every day, repeatedly for 5 days. So when you check your calendar, you will know that by the end of the day, when you have your personal time, you will do that every day, 30 minutes to make progress. So that's how you can make either specific time appointment or put reminders on your calendar to block some blocks, or just like a reminder for yourself to put that on the calendar so you will not miss it for that day. Instead of just have that idea or I want to do that. No, you need to put on your calendar to really fulfill it. Okay, so that's how we make things specific. Next one, the number 6 is the momentum of now. Momentum of now. Let me use another color of now. Okay, I hope everyone learn this new language of now. Okay, momentum of now. So many of us, for example, today is my Momentum Monday, right? Every Monday, I've been doing this for, let's say, how many years? Now is we have 198 episodes. You can calculate almost like 4 years. 4 years. And I almost never missed any Monday. Let me see. Maybe just a few when I was in like a summer vacation in China. And when that time I had no access to Facebook, as you know. So that's my only exception. other things, as long as I have other time, okay, majority time, as long as I have internet access of Facebook, I made this Momentum Monday weekly, continuously. And whenever I think something, I have two voices, right? One thing, oh, I should do this. Another thing, oh, maybe later. And then this kind of momentum of now, the now language jumped into my mind. I should do it now, otherwise I will forget it, or otherwise I will lose this momentum. So majority time, I catch that now moment, do that right way. And sometimes for example, before I go to, another day, before I go to sleep, almost like it's like a midnight, past midnight, obviously. And I already shut down the computer and everything, and my mood was ready to go to sleep. And then something jumped in my mind. Oh, I forgot that. Today I promised my team I want to do that, right? And then forgot. So during that time, just a few seconds of my mind was fighting with each other, two minds, right? One said, oh, it's time. I already closed my computer, laptop. I should go to sleep, right? Maybe do that tomorrow. And another voice said, oh no, you already promised your team that you will share today, but you forgot. You should make it happen, even though it's already past midnight, right? Even though I do not want to know, I do not want my team members to know that I worked till stayed up till the midnight. I will feel very embarrassed, right? But then I feel like, okay, promise is promise. I need to do this now before I go to sleep, okay? Because it's unfinished thing. It's unfinished thing for today. it's not just for today, okay? It's for now. So I turned on my laptop and finish it. And then I feel like accomplishing for that day, and I call it a day, and I go to sleep with more relaxation and satisfaction of that day. So I would encourage you to always catch this momentum of now. When you have some initiation with some great idea, write it down and even implement it right now. If you can Tony Robbins said that never leave that site of inspiration without implementing one thing, okay? So it's just like if you get inspirations, for example, today, comment on the video, what's the inspiration so far you got, and some idea you get, and you want to do something. For example, write down your big why, right? And write down some specific goals you want to achieve by what time, okay? Do that now. Do that before you leave, finish this video and leave this place. Take this as your free coaching session, and it's really like there's a big value for it. It's like write down your action plan to, for example, take at least one specific goal to finish, for example, this week, to accomplish that specific goal. What kind of actions you should take for that day, for today? What kind of actions should you take? Okay, and put on your calendar. That's really make things get into your agenda, and let's see, I put this agenda here, okay? Agenda and action plan and prioritization, okay? Let me put that some highlights here so you know what's the important thing. And do that now, okay? This is the now, means now you're watching this video, and catch this inspiration moment and take this as your free coaching time. And now number 7 is what? It's non-negotiable. With who? With yourself. This is like self-discipline. Self-discipline. This is like non-negotiable with yourself, self-discipline. Because with others, sometimes we may not negotiate, right? But majority of the time we lose what? We lose that inner voice. We negotiate with ourselves, right? And let me move this. And we always like say, oh, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. Oh, now I'm too tired. Oh, today I'm so tired. Today I worked too much. I deserve some time rest. And maybe like scroll down my Instagram, YouTube, short videos, and TikTok, all this thing, right? I need some reward. So then maybe like 30 minutes reward become 2 or 3 hours. How many of you had that? I would admit sometimes, occasionally, I had a few times, as I remember, a few times. I really indulge myself, like really spoiled myself, or like I just want to have some rest. And so because now we are not watching TV, so for some like short entertainment, you say, okay, let me check what's going on Instagram or what's going on YouTube, right? Initially I want to find some like my mentor's video, and then I was distracted by other short videos, right? And then like 5 minutes become 10 minutes, and 10 minutes become 30 minutes, and then 1 hour, 2 hours. I had that experience, okay? We're all guilty. We're all guilty here, and we're not like we're on the same boat, I would say, right? As humans, we all have the humans' weakness side. But I remember during those a few times later, after a few like 2 or 3 hours, I feel like, oh my God, this is too much. I've already wasted too much time here, even though some videos may be inspiring, but after I close my cell phone, maybe I will never remember those things. It's just like a short-term pleasure, really short-term pleasure to see, oh, what's going on, and people, some fun things and some maybe inspiring videos. But after that, I feel like, oh, not really deeply touch my heart or transformed me, right? It's always because every a few seconds or every 1 or 2 minutes, you change to another one. All those things is just quickly flee by, right? Nothing stayed with you. Instead of like a deep teaching, right? Instead of those, like for example, if I listen to Jim Rohn's mentoring, like that kind of a let's say video, around 30 to 40 minutes, I get something stick with me. But for those short ones, 1 minute or a second kind of a short videos, it's all past. But I accumulated all those things for 2 or 3 hours. That means I wasted that hours, right? How many of you agree with that? And also, it's like it's not good for my eyes and for my health, for my rest, because I stayed longer time than I should. For me, instead I should go to sleep, right? So this is super important. How to become non-negotiable with yourself. This is like muscles. I would say it's really like muscles, okay? It's like, for example, every day, now I've already built up some great habits, and every morning I've been doing like I have a jumbotron there. Trampoline. I always want to say trampoline. For the jumping, right? Trampoline is like the bouncing elastic small bed. You can jumping on it, and I do over 200 every morning. I've been doing that for quite a while, and at nighttime I do the squat and other stretching around 10 to 15 minutes. And the squat I always do around, initially I was doing 150, and then I feel like it's too much for my knees, and adjust to be 50 or 60. So every night I've been keep doing that. So some good habits, right? And occasionally I feel like, oh, and today I was too tired, maybe I should not do that. It's like a self-negotiating with myself. And I remind myself how this is the muscle. I should keep that muscle. If like 1 or 2 days I skipped, I will feel like some stiffness, right? And then I remind myself I should not have this negotiation. And now I've been doing this daily, almost like really daily. I could not remember when I skipped it. I'm really consistent doing it. I'm super happy for that. But now also another thing is like, for example, for the business side, okay, not the first part I was talking about is for health, for keep your figure and keep your energy, right, that thing. And now it's for your business. And initially I set up my goals, and every day how many people I should reach to, right? Not just sharing content. Of course, content is important. I've been keeping this Momentum Monday for 4 years, so I've been consistent. But this is weekly. And come to my daily activities. Sometimes I skip some days, not doing, like even though I put my goal there, right? I did not do that because I did the self-negotiation. So, oh, today I've been busy, and the kids have this thing and that thing, and I do not have the time. I may do it tomorrow. Okay, and sometimes I skip it. So this is super important. When you have that voice, when you have that awareness that you are negotiating with yourself, you should be more firm. You should say, I must do this. Do not negotiate with me. I must do it. Okay, so be conscious to practice and to exercise your self-discipline muscle every day. Okay, and now number 8. This is actually number 8 I summarized. I give myself a quick short line to remind myself. Here is keep it all, adjust it. Okay, so if your execution is good, If you are seeing results, but you need to keep doing it. Okay, do not easily keep changing it. Okay, sometimes the strategy could be good, the execution plan could be very good, but you may not necessarily immediately see the results. Okay, so you need to keep it, really keep it, and to do it. But at the same time, you can adjust it. Adjust it for what? Like see, what may be working, and to see the results. Give yourself a feedback. And for the working part, keep it. For other part, maybe it's not working, how you can improve it. I would say here, adjust is not just like how to say, discard it or like totally throw it away. Here is really like improve it. Here, like improve. Okay, keep improve it. Sometimes it's like a fine tune. Okay, fine tune. Let me see. Fine tune your plan, your actions, sometimes some strategies, right? But very importantly here, you want to keep learning what is working. Learn from mentors and coaches, from the successful ones, to say what is working. Okay, and from there you improve yours. If, for example, if that kind of strategy is working for other people but not working for you, then you need to think, what's missing, what I'm missing here. Okay, maybe I've not been so consistent, or maybe the platform I'm using is not right, or maybe the specific message I need to adjust to improve it, to make that message more resonate. So you need to be more strategically think every day, observe and to learn. This part is really like you need to keep learning. Okay, keep learning from those ones. Like Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn, they keep emphasizing that. Keep like learn from those ones who have already achieved what you have. That's what they call like mentors, right? And who have already like your inspired role models. They've already achieved what you want. Learn from them. Learn from their their mindset, their strategies, their action, and to really get from like where you can adjust yours. So this part is super important. Okay, so actually all this plan, that's why I want to write it down, to remind you, actually remind myself as well. That's why I want to write it here, to remind myself. To become an unstoppable executor, we need to first understand what's our big why, and especially the one that really touch your heart and soul and make you want to cry. Like if you do not fulfill yourself, you will feel like that kind of a guilty, that kind of you are losing like how to say, you are really hurting them, hurting their future, hurting their like opportunities, right? So that is like your must. I would say this is your must. Find your must why. Okay, you must do it. There's no excuse. And then your goals, how to find that measurable and timed goals, and have your daily top priorities so that you could be more focused. Because if there are too many priorities or too many like to-do list or task list, you will get lost, right? So this priority is super important. And then your action plan, step-by-step action plan every day. What's those actions you need to take, and put onto your calendar, into your daily agenda, and keep that momentum of now. You need to have this kind of mindset and kind of a execution mode. Then non-negotiable with yourself. Every day be conscious and fully be conscious about your inner voices. What you are talking about yourself. What you are trying to persuade yourself or negotiate yourself and take things easier, or want to escape from some things, or try not to do things what you need to do, you really necessary for you to do. Okay, this is super important. Always monitor and be conscious about your self-talk, and practice your self-discipline muscle. And here is also now. If you really want to delay, instead tell yourself, I need to do this now. Okay, non-negotiable. You need to learn that kind of non-negotiable language with yourself. I must do this. Okay, no. Okay, you need to have that, develop that stronger voice. Tell yourself that I must do it now. Non-negotiable. Okay, now finally is like keep learning, find those ones who inspire you. Learn what kind of like mindset, strategies, and actions and resources make things work, and so that you can do it. and also adjust your plan, adjust your action to do the execution, and fine-tune your plan to make things done. So that's totally eight keys to become unstoppable executor. So I do not want to waste more time just by talking. Let's do it, okay? Let's follow this and then comment under video. Let me know what's your today's plan and what you already put the clarity there. What should be your top priority and you want to accomplish, and what actions area you can improve. Let me know, okay? We are here together to become unstoppable executor for our loved ones and for the dream and the mission we are called for. All right, we'll see you on the execution level. Okay, bye-bye.